everyone, so today I am doing my first impression on the new YSL All Hours Foundation. Why do I sound so nasally? Sort your shit out, Shannon. Jeez. I'm also going to try out the primer that YSL sent to me as well. This is the All Hours primer. And then I also got sent the All Hours concealer. So I'm going to try all of them, but mostly focusing on the foundation, of course, because this is the part I'm most excited about. I love the packaging, first of all. I did have someone contact me from YSL, I think it was. Can't remember, like YSL, the PR company or something. And they did say that this is not replacing the Fusion ink. So Fusion ink apparently is still around, maybe in New Zealand, Australia, maybe not in America. I don't know how it's working. It's hard to get, I know that much. But anyway, this is new and I'm excited to try it because I have a good track record of enjoying YSL foundations. So I'm hoping that I like this one too. This one is in the shade B30 if you're wondering. And it comes with 25ml, which is less than average. Usually you get about 30ml. So I'm not sure if you need less product or what the deal is. So we're just gonna have to try it out. So it says a full coverage foundation that provides uninterrupted, flawless wear. Sounds amazing. It looks like it comes in about 22 shades and it is soft matte SPF 20, which is perfect for daytime. Medium to full coverage. It works on all skin types and it's waterproof. Apparently it's non-cakey. It doesn't look dry. It doesn't flake or fade. It's transfer proof, oil free, non-pore clogging. Woo, sounds good. It kind of looks like they have some really good pale shades, but not so much medium and darker shades. But of course these are just internet swatches. You'd have to have a look at them in store, but just going from that doesn't look promising. Okay, so first I'm going to start with the primer. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, so I'm going to prime half my face like normal. So, whoa, it's runny. Ooh, the sun is coming out right now, really? Ooh, that feels so silky smooth. It feels so lightweight. Okay, so far so good. It just feels really moisturizing and silky smooth. Doesn't feel heavy. It feels so lightweight. So if you don't like heavy primers, this one feels very, very watery and smooth. Of course, we will see how it performs. Okay, and then obviously I'll do the concealer afterwards. So let's move on to this. Okay, the packaging I love. I think it looks really classy, really good. And then it's got a little pump in the inside. So I'm gonna start on the prime side. Why not? That's one pump right there. That's a full pump. So let's just see how far that goes out of interest. And I will just use a flat face brush today because it's the first one I found. I'm just going to spread it with my finger first so it doesn't clump up in my brush. The color looks pretty good. I do have a fresh layer of fake tan on, just one layer, so it's not super dark. But of course the bronzer is still on the fake tan, so I think this color will be perfect by the looks of it. This is the same color I use in some other YSL foundations and it works really well. But yeah, I think this color will be okay once I don't have the fresh layer of fake tan on. Okay. Straight away I notice while I'm blending it, it looks a little bit streaky. But as I keep blending, of course, it sorts itself out. It's just kind of like initially. Actually, it looks a little bit orange compared to my other foundations in this shade and I'm not sure why. I feel like it looks a little bit patchy maybe. I don't know. Okay, that's not enough to cover my whole face. I'm doing one more pump and I'm just going to distribute this where I need a little more. Looks like it oxidizes a little bit. Not too much though. It's not like the Rihanna one, which I still like. I've actually used that a few times since my first impression, the Fenty one. You can check that out on my channel. This foundation formula feels quite moisturizing. I wouldn't call it like thick and heavy, but it's kind of like, it's got like a moisturizer almost kind of consistency. Like it feels kind of like moisturizer when you touch it. I don't know. Perhaps sponge would work well with this also because as you blend it, because of the kind of like moisturizer consistency, excuse me, it kind of like I said, goes a little bit streaky at first, but then of course, as you keep blending, it does stop being streaky. It's only when you're first blending it, so it's not like an issue. I'm just letting you guys know. I think a sponge would be faster to apply this. I'm very biased towards my sponges lately. I'm loving my sponges. So the coverage is definitely medium buildable. It's covered up the freckles on my forehead pretty well. You can still see them peeking through. This isn't blended properly because I haven't done this side of my face yet, but you can see like a couple of my huge freckles there. It's covered up the redness very well. For some reason, it looks slightly patchy to me, but I might just need to blend it a bit more. It's not the easiest foundation I've ever worked with, But in saying that, it looks beautiful. And the colour looks pretty good now that I've blended it down my neck a little bit. It's not too orange. Like, I definitely think it oxidized ever so slightly, but it was literally like half a shade. It wasn't anything crazy. Like, it would have just been it drying down. So that's how it looks, and that was 2 pumps, which is kind of normal for me. I always use heaps of foundation. I don't know if it's because I've got a fat head or what. I like the finish. It's a soft matte finish, like it said. Like, it's kind of got a little bit of a glow to it. It's definitely not dewy, but it's not completely flat on your skin. Like, it looks really flattering. It does not emphasize my pores whatsoever. It glides over them really nicely. So we'll see how it compares on the non-primed side also. And I have some extremely dry skin on my chin right now, like just down here where I've had breakouts, like seriously so dry I can't even explain to you, and it's not gripping onto it yet, but we'll see how that goes throughout the day. Okay, I think it's time to do the other side now, so I'm just going to start with 1 pump once again. I feel like it goes further on the non-prime side. Like, I feel like I need less product on this side. I don't know if it's my imagination or what, but we'll just keep blending it and find out if it looks good. Look at that. That pretty much covered everything that time. I feel like it didn't go as streaky on the side either. Like, that side it kind of went streaky as I blended, but this side was way easier. I don't know if it's the primer or... I don't know. I swear, like, with most foundations when I do first impressions, like, the non-primed side always looks really good. Not always, but most of the time looks really good. I don't know if primers are a gimmick or what. Like, I love using primers though. Like, they're one of my favorite products to use just because they feel really nice and hydrating. I don't know. I'll keep using them. Okay, so up close, you can see it's quite dark, so you can hopefully see all the imperfections on my skin. Although the foundation did cover most of them, and on both sides, like, you can't see my pores really at all. It's glided straight over them, but my skin still looks like skin. Like, you can still see my skin texture, but it doesn't look bad or emphasized. It just looks nice. Like, my skin still looks like skin textured, if that makes any sense. So again, on this side, I do have heaps of dry skin, so we'll see how that goes throughout the day. I love the finish. I feel like this side was so much easier to blend, and I needed less product, and it covered really well. I swear sometimes this side of my face gets a little bit more red, so that could be the difference. I'm not too sure right now. So that's how it looks from a little bit further away. I think it's really pretty. It's definitely medium to full coverage, but it does better on my discoloration, my redness on my face than my freckles. You can still see a few freckles, but I don't mind. And I want to try out the concealer now and see how that works. So this is the All Hours concealer, and I have the shade 2 here. You get 5 ml of product. I love the packaging. Once again, it reminds me of my XO Beauty liquid lipsticks. Okay, so you get a little doe foot wand. We're going to first put some of this. Oh, it's a very small wand. It's a very precise wand. I'm just going to put it in a triangular shape under my eyes. Hopefully this is not too much product, but we're soon going to find out. I always go concealer heavy. I love concealer. We're going to blend this out with a dual paddle brush. I like to use a nice big paddle brush like this just because it's nice and quick. And I just kind of tap it, and then I'm going to bring that same concealer on top of my eyelid. As you can see on this eye here, I have a lot of veining because my eyelid skin is really delicate and thin. So I always have to conceal it when I wear my makeup. This is blending out so easy, and it looks really nice. I feel like it covered up the discoloration really well, and it feels so lightweight. It doesn't feel heavy. It feels like I'm not wearing concealer. So far I'm feeling impressed. It looks really good. It looks airbrushed. Next side. This is the primed side. You can see how well it covers up that discoloration. Man, so far so good. This is like one of the most lightweight concealers of this amount of coverage I've ever used. I think I'd compare it to like the Bare Minerals serum concealer in terms of its consistency. Like, it's so lightweight and it feels quite moisturizing. The color works really well for me. I feel like it's settling into my creases a little bit. So far, I'm feeling very positive. The foundation at first I was a little bit iffy about, but now that it's completely on, it looks so beautiful. It looks airbrushed. I feel like it's got a beautiful finish, nice coverage. I just want to see how it wears. Oh, my earring is covered in foundation. I just want to see how it wears throughout the day, obviously, and see how it goes. So I'm going to quickly set my foundation now. This is Well Rested by Bare Minerals. And then I'm going to use Born This Way just all over the rest of my face. I've been loving this lately. I actually feel like the foundation has gotten quite a bit darker than when I first applied it. It still looks okay. I feel like my face is a shade darker than my body right now. I still feel like I can pull it off, like I could just bronze up my chest a little bit. So yeah, we'll see how it wears throughout the day. I'm not going to add any setting spray or anything like that. I'm going to do a quick flash test and then I'm going to head off. Considering this foundation is SPF 20, I really don't think that the flashback is that bad, to be honest. Like there's a little bit of it, but it's not like glowing pale white face or anything like that. Like it's just a little bit lighter. Okay, so it is almost 10 AM, so we're just gonna say it's 10 AM. It's like quarter to 10. I'll see you guys soon. You know what? I just ate 2-minute noodles and my lipstick still looks amazing. It's number 41 of the Sephora creamy lip stain or whatever they're called. So my foundation is still looking pretty good. It is now 3:30, so it's only been on for like 5 hours, 5.5 hours, I think that is. I've got the exposure quite dark right now, so you can see everything on my skin. As far as my pores and everything go, they look so good, like so smooth. I'm not oily whatsoever, which is good because I have normal to dry skin. The only thing that looks like it's changed is it looks a little bit heavy and flaky around my dry, flaky skin.
Baked on a buttery, crispy crust. Flaky. I like flaky again.
Which I kind of covered before. Like I said, I didn't know how it would be over dry skin. But then again, I did add concealer there, so it could be the concealer. The actual foundation, like on my forehead, on my cheeks, it hasn't faded, it hasn't cracked, it hasn't creased or anything into any fine lines. I have some fine lines up here sometimes, and like when I go like that, it kind of makes it look like it's kind of settled there, but once it relaxes, like it still looks really good. So yeah, so far so good apart from the dry skin area. This is the only area that I'm not happy with. Around my nose it kind of looks like it's borderline starting to melt, so we'll keep an eye on that for the next update. And yeah, I'll see you then. Hey guys, so it is now 6:02 PM, so it has been on for 8 hours I believe, and it's still looking really good. It hasn't faded still. I don't feel like it's melted any more than last time around my nose. In fact, it basically looks the exact same as the last update. There's nothing else to really say as to it's increased. It hasn't gone any more dry and flaky. I look a little bit orange on this lighting, but I think it's just a little bit dark. Even around my mouth where I've eaten, it hasn't really faded that much at all. It hasn't faded on the lower part of my cheek where it normally fades by now. It's looking really good. So yeah, I guess I'll just see you again in a few more hours and we'll see how it's looking. Hey guys, so it is now 10 PM, so it's been on for 12 hours. And we can see just here and just here, there is some dry flaky skin that the foundation or concealer has stuck onto. I've been itching my nose a little bit and it's only faded minimally. It's only just starting now to settle into expression lines, which is not bad. And I feel like it has not faded on my cheeks, yay! That's my biggest problem, is usually you see all my redness through here by the end of the day and it's completely fine. Also, it hasn't seemed to have melted much more at all than the last couple of updates, and I've been like cry laughing, hence the reason I've got like mascara down my eyes and my eyelashes fell off and I was wiping under my eyes and it still looks pretty good apart from obviously the black smudges, but like it stayed put. It doesn't feel oily at all, although at this point a little bit is transferring onto my finger. But after 12 hours, like I'm so happy with how this looks. I think it looked really flawless all day. I kept catching myself in the mirror and thinking it looked really good, so you know that's like a good sign. Even in like bad lighting I was like, oh, it still looks good. Like it really helped to camouflage my imperfections, like pores and uneven skin tone and stuff like that. Like it did a good job, so I am pretty happy with it and I'll definitely continue to try it out. As for the primer, I don't really know if it does much. I'm definitely going to continue using it just because it felt really nice and hydrating and lightweight, so I'll keep trying it and see how it goes. As for the concealer, I loved the way it applied. I liked the coverage and everything, but it did crease a little bit. I think if I got much use out of it, I'd probably just use it like on my actual face. I don't know, like under my eyes, like it didn't look terrible, but it did crease a bit. And a lot of my other concealers don't crease that badly. I think it's because it is so liquidy and thin and lightweight that it kind of just settled into those fine lines. If you don't really have fine lines, I reckon you should try it because it is such a nice formula, but I just don't know if it'll work for me. I don't know, I'll have to keep trying it. I'll give you guys an update. If you have a lot of, you know, problems under your eyes, like bad skin texture, saggy skin, or like creased skin, I would just not even go there. Like it'll just sink into all the lines. Okay, so I am pretty happy pretty happy with this foundation. I'm really excited to try it out with like a sponge next time. I feel like it will apply even better. It didn't apply badly with a brush. I just feel like there was a little bit extra effort because of that kind of thickish, kind of not sticky. I don't know how to describe the texture. Like I said, it's kind of like a moisturizer. You just have to try it out for yourself to know what I mean. But I think a sponge would probably apply it quicker. Is it better than the Fusion ink? I couldn't really say because it's so different. The Fusion ink is more like liquidy. It's kind of velvety finished. This one's definitely more of like a liquid foundation, typical texture. It's a little bit heavier, but it still doesn't feel heavy on your skin. I'd say the coverage is probably a bit better than the Fusion ink. Even though the Fusion ink coverage is like beautiful and buildable, I feel like this one was a little bit fuller coverage instantly. So yeah, there's my review. I hope this video helped you guys out. If you have tried this foundation, then leave your review down below along with your skin type so we can all kind of share information about this product. Do keep in mind, like I said, it's only 25 ml, so it's a little bit less than normal. So you're paying a lot for this foundation and then you get 25 ml instead of 30. And I feel like I don't use less of this versus my other foundation, so you'll probably use it up a little bit quicker, like not a lot, but it's still worth mentioning. So yeah, let me know if you think you're going to try it as well. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!